Akane is on a date with Takuma, her now ex-boyfriend, as he's breaking up with her. And so begins this story in quite a dramatic fashion. Heartbroken, Akane befriends Momo, who's not much help, just saying "ma." Turns out Takuma met another girl in a game he used to play with Akane. Akane started this game for him, even spent her savings on skins and items. The game's called Forest of Savior, or FOSS for short. Akane's avatar is a free catgirl skin, and we know how free skins go. He farms in his zone until an expressionless Afro-elf avatar appears. Akane clicks to check its info and sees the player's name is Yamada. He messages Yamada and waits for a response. Yamada replies, and since they're together, Akane shares about her breakup and awaits Yamada's response. As you can see, Yamada has zero interest in hearing Akane's woes. She gets upset and writes a long message saying she won't let him farm this area. After writing an essay, she takes a break. Then she gets a game notification about an upcoming in-person event. Akane feels a bit sad as it reminds her of her ex. But it's not time for regrets. She decides to dress up nicely for the event, thinking Takuma might be there too. She'll look so stunning that Takuma will regret ever leaving her. At the event, Akane hears a girl calling Takuma. He's there with his new girlfriend. Akane rushes towards them but trips, her shoe smelling like incense. Embarrassed and about to cry, she looks up to see she bumped into a handsome guy. She puts her shoe back on, explaining she's distracted due to a recent breakup. She's still sharing her woes, but the guy's uninterested expression reminds her of the Afro-elf avatar from the game. Akane calls him by his username, Yamada, and he turns, confirming it's him. Takuma spots them and is surprised to see them at the event. Akane expected this, but not that Takuma was amazed by Yamada, a famous FOSS player. Akane is completely ignored. Stunned that rude Yamada is famous, Akane claims he's her new boyfriend. She's trying to make Takuma jealous or show him what he's missing, but Yamada refuses, so Akane begs him to pretend, offering to pay him later if he wants. Takuma's shocked to learn Akane is Yamada's girlfriend. Akane claims victory, but Takuma's actually heartbroken because how can he, Yamada's loyal fan from the start, not even be his friend while some random girl becomes his girlfriend? Akane doesn't even notice him. Seeing Takuma happy with his new girlfriend, Akane decides to move on. She asks Yamada for drinks, but he just wants to go home. Akane goes to the bathroom and notices her foot is hurt from her earlier stumble. Coming out, she sees Yamada's gone. Akane's sad Yamada left, but wait. Yamada went to get a band-aid for her injured foot. Like a prince and princess, Akane thanks him and offers drinks. She insists on treating, so he has no choice but to accept. After drinking, Yamada wakes with a hangover, not in his room. Surprisingly, he wakes up in Akane's room. She crashed at some random guy's place. Akane's in disbelief, plus she puked all night. Mortified, Akane apologizes and bolts. Post-shock, Akane realizes her necklace is gone. The one Takuma gave her when they dated. Thinking it's at Yamada's, she logs into FOSS and meets Ruri, a player with a bunny avatar. Unlike Yamada, Ruri's super nice and listens to her woes. Yamada logs in but knows nothing about the necklace. Changing topics, Yamada's mad someone's hoarding useless clan resources. Who could that be? Akane wonders. Yamada scolds him for being silly, while Ruri comforts him and chides Yamada for being insensitive. Akane can't take it anymore and logs off. Later, Yamada logs off too and steps on something, the necklace, now broken. Akane has lunch with Momo, who reminds her how miserable her life and love life are. Some friend Momo is. Defeated, Akane later sees Yamada with schoolgirls confessing to him. Yamada's never had a girlfriend, but attracts many admirers due to his good looks. As always, he's cold and emotionless. Akane impulsively scolds Yamada for being heartless. He returns the broken necklace. Akane says not to worry, she was planning to throw it away anyway. Obviously. But let this be a lesson about leaving the past behind. So yeah, Akane leaves sadly in the rain. Yamada stops her and gives her his umbrella. Speaking of leaving the past behind, for some reason, all of Kana's belongings from her parents' house were brought to her apartment. Unsure what to do with it all, she calls Momo for help. As usual, Momo isn't very understanding and just tells her to toss everything and only keep the important stuff. Afterward, they go for drinks, but overdo it and end up drunk at Yamada's, using returning his umbrella as an excuse to visit. Momo, completely wasted, is smitten with Yamada and wants to marry him. Kana tells Yamada she'll connect to Foss when she gets home and wait for him. Yamada initially refuses but ends up logging in. During a mission, Kana needs help, but Yamada just stands there as she's attacked because he fell asleep. Kane and Momo go on a group date, but Kane's more focused on her phone than anything else. Seizing the moment, the guy asks if he plays any games. Kane mentions Foss, but the guy has no clue what it is. He's more into Fortnite and Valorant, not Foss at all. Kana doesn't want to date, he just wants to play Foss. On his way, he chats with Ruri, imagining her as a gothic lowly girl or something similar. He gets home and logs into Foss, seeing Yamada and Ruri very close. They seem to get along so well, like a couple. He wonders if they're dating in real life. This thought shouldn't bother him, but it does. He tries to forget it all and move on. He reconsiders the date guy, who's now researched Foss a bit. Their chat centers on Foss, but it goes nowhere. Later, Kana spots a cosplayer resembling Ruri and is shocked to see her with Yamada. Kana thinks that girl is Ruri and she's with Yamada. Later, Ruri herself invites Kana out to meet in person. Kana decides to set aside her jealousy and accepts. Next day, she's on her way to meet Ruri when she bumps into a tall, handsome blonde guy. Suddenly, the blonde guy starts chatting confidently with Kana about Foss. She's unsure how to react when she spots little Ruri and Yamada in the distance. She goes to greet them, leaving the blonde behind. The girl approaches Yamada possessively. Kana introduces herself, but the girl lacks Ruri's warmth and seems to reject her. That's because she isn't Ruri. Ruri is actually the blonde guy. Her name's Aita and they're heading to a Foss-themed cafe for a bite. I've gotten into the habit of saying Foss, 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 Foss. There's also a sweet old man in the group named Kamota. They already knew Kamota and the little one, Runa, from before. Surprise, she's Aita's sister. She's in cosplay cause she plays Foss too and digs that style. Gothic loli type, like I thought Ruri was. Speaking of Ruri, Kane still doesn't get that Ruri's actually a guy. She had a real princess vibe. They said she was a girl. Guy in real life, not an actual girl. She thought Ruri was Yamada's girlfriend, so she's relieved to find out that's not the case. Runa gets upset and angrily asks if she's in love with Yamada, questioning her relief. Akane is left speechless, and Eita steps in to quiet his territorial little sister. Yamada stares at Akane, startling her so much she drops and breaks her glass. He tries to pick it up, but Yamada warns him not to, as it's safer to let someone else clean it. Akane turns away, embarrassed and silent. Yamada excuses himself, saying he needs to take a call. And he's off. Kamota eases the tension. Aita excuses herself. Runa eyes Akane intently. Now that they're alone, Kamota breaks the ice, mentioning Aita's excitement about meeting Kane. Hearing this, Runa gets defensive, suspecting Akane's interest goes beyond a call to her brother. Outside the cafe, Yamada approaches Ada to talk. She left thinking Akane doesn't want her around. Clearly, she's got the wrong idea. Ada can't reveal Akane's feelings for Yamada. He just advises Ada to be more attentive to girls. Yamada's disinterest in girls stems from his past. As coffee day ends, everyone says goodbye cheerfully, except Runa, who hates Kani for pursuing Yamada and her brother. He calls her a slut, which startles everyone at such harsh language. When he was that age, the worst he could say was, "Gosh darn it." Sticking out your tongue was a crime back then. Kids these days. Fuck you! Akane asks Yamada to go home together, but on the train she struggles to start a conversation as Yamada is very curt. They shop for dinner, but Yamada only buys a flan since he lives alone and can't cook. So Akane tells him to wait as she'll get leftover food from her house, as she made plenty. She serves bowls of curry rice. Though Yamada thinks it's too much, Akane insists he take it. Then Akane gets a call from an unknown number, which turns out to be Runa, who got her number from Aita. She called to apologize for being rude at the cafe and suggests meeting on Saturday to make amends. Akane happily accepts, relieved that Runa doesn't hate her as she thought. Yamada is also glad for her, but on his way home, he's suspicious of Runa. Indeed, she's not entirely sincere about apologizing because that same Saturday, Runa has a session with Yamada, as he's her private tutor. Since Runa won't attend, why did she invite Akane and with whom? The twist is, the meeting place is snowed in and instead of Ruri, he meets this weird guy. And when I say weird, I mean really weird. So Runa invited Akane, and using her brother's account, the famous girl bunny Ruri's account, she also invited a simp to the same place as Akane. Confused, Akane retreats to the bathroom to think and avoid the conversation. Yamada arrives at Runa's house for tutoring as Runa aims to attend his high school. Yamada's starting to suspect Ruri's actions. Meanwhile, Akane in the bathroom hears the creepy guy enter. Akane freezes in fear as the creepy guy persists, now trying to enter her space. She's taking too long, so Akane makes up an excuse about a stomachache. The guy reaches under, handing her some pills. Startled, Akane accidentally injures her leg badly. Runa tells what she did and Yamada wants to go find her. Runa says it's not a big deal. Then Aita arrives and learns what Runa did. Runa doesn't hate Akane, she just doesn't like new people. She used to be outgoing and happy with the group, but that changed. As I said, she's not very socially adept. Kamota arrives at the house terrified and crying about what might happen to Akane. He came to drive them to where Akane is. When they arrive, they see the strange man and Akane. The first to help is Kamota. They tell the guy his face will land him in jail. Others arrive and see Akane's injured foot. The man takes responsibility and Aita gets furious. Yamada apologizes to Akane. He suspected Runa due to their class but said nothing. Akane, rather than being upset, is relieved to hear Runa was absent due to classes. Hearing this, Runa leaves. Akane tries to follow but hurts herself again. Runa rushes over worried, but Rita's too upset to let her speak and takes her home for a lecture. Akane fakes a stomachache again, asking them to buy medicine. Runa offers to stay and comfort her. Despite Runa's actions, Akane shows no resentment, maintaining her usual kindness towards her. Runa cries, touched that Akane remains kind despite her mean behavior. Akane says she'll leave the lecturing to her brother. Runa's moved, and by the time others return, everything's settled. Runa still gets lectured, but the situation has improved overall. The lingering odd guy, also touched by Akane's kindness, impulsively proposes to her. Naturally, Akane promptly rejects his proposal. Runa always struggled to make friends, expecting everyone to approach and treat her like royalty. She was spoiled from childhood, setting high standards for potential friends and romantic interests. Her circle didn't help, with her handsome brother and impressive classmates raising the bar even higher. Despite this, her humble classmates stood out in contrast to her lofty expectations. They were down to earth. Still, Runa wants friends and to do typical friend activities, but she's unsure how to go about it. Luckily, Runa's now friends with Akane, often visiting her apartment to hang out and do friend stuff. Sometimes Akane's less attentive, making Runa annoyed and a bit jealous, but she still considers Akane a good friend. This friendship has made Runa consider expanding her social circle to make more friends and engage in more typical friend activities. Luna isn't Akane's only friend. Remember Momo, the world's best friend? Momo wants to date again, but Akane's just gaming. She's not thrilled, especially about the runaway girl. Luna says if Momo doesn't like it, she can leave. Momo won't stand for that disrespect. Akane says, hey, to forget you're an old geezer, why not try playing some Foss? And in their first interaction, Akane's laptop explodes. Yes, it explodes. Ada's told about the blast. Akane's sad she can't play Foss till she gets a new laptop. Ada makes a call. Tell her about the explosion and ask if it can be fixed. Lately, Akane is very into the game. Yamada knows this too because one day when he was online, Akane showed him an upgrade gem she bought with great effort. But that gem boosts magic power and she's not a mage, she's a paladin. She needs gems that boost physical resistance like Darnex. Yamada offered one he had saved, but Akane refused, saying she'd earn it herself. Considering all this, he goes to Akane's house with Runa. Yamada sees the laptop and Runa notices Akane's underwear on the balcony and well... Akane quickly hides them and Yamada doesn't notice. Later, Yamada recalls Akane's curry and thanks her for the delicious meal. Akane says it's no problem, creating a pleasant atmosphere between them. Runa snaps a photo of the nice dinner and sends it to Eita. Eita's pleased, but wishes the two would spend more time together. Runa asks how, and Eita says he wants a romantic comedy. Runa thinks of anime tropes, bath scenes, accidental touches, and shared bread. First, she asks Akane about taking a bath, but Akane declines. Then she asks Yamada about bathing, but he also says no, so she moves to the second option, the bread in mouth trope. Runa prepares a tasty piece of bread and puts it in Yamada's mouth. Runa is upset because she ate it. Akane is confused, then why did she put it in her mouth? With no other options, Runa pushes Akane so that the accident scene may happen that ends in a good grab. But what ends up is Akane with her hair poking Yamada's eye. Akane apologizes and comes closer to see his eye, but Yamada, having her so close, cannot handle it and pushes her away. Akane says that she will tie her hair and Yamada says he will go away for a while. Yamada left to refresh his mind and buy something. The cashier tries to initiate a conversation with Yamada and in a desperate attempt asks him his name, and Yamada says, "Why on earth would you want to know my name if I don't know you?" He didn't say it that way, but the blunt intention is the same. The cashier gets very upset and Yamada doesn't understand why. As Eita said, Yamada doesn't know how to deal with women. And as I said before, there is a reason for that, because it seems he broke the heart of an old colleague who only considered Yamada her only friend. Imagine how it must hurt that the one you consider to be meant for you tells you that he won't be with you later. Anyway, Yamada returns to the apartment and sees that Runa and Akane are sleeping. Yamada stares at Akane intently and oddly lets her hair down. Just then, the doorbell rings and it's none other than Takuma, the ex. Takuma's surprised to see Yamada at Akane's but knows they're not dating as he closely follows Yamada's social media and sees no sign of a girlfriend. He came to return food containers Akane left when they dated, but realizes it's selfish to show up suddenly, and he couldn't face her anyway. So he asks Yamada to give them to her, saying they appeared out of nowhere or something. He wishes Yamada luck in his next tournament and leaves. Yamada, about to go back in, sees Akane and blurts out that these containers appeared from nowhere. Akane knows Takuma was there but isn't upset. She laughs at Yamada's serious delivery and thanks him. Yamada returns her headband. Akane asks why he took it off, but he's not sure, just felt like it. Akane gets a job at a small shop to pay for the parts Eita gave her to fix her laptop. She installed them, and now it runs like a dream. Now she can play Foss again. When she logs on, she finds Ruri, well, Eita, but I'll call her Ruri here because she's a girl, you know. Ruri introduces Akane to the clan's deputy chief, Komodo. Where is he? I can't see him, Akane says. Yet he's right in front of her. There. There. Komodo's character is a tiny species that can grow huge in battle. A microscopic being that grows when fighting. Reminds me of my sword. While there, Akane tells Eita she'll repay everything, but Eita refuses. Akane insists. Komodo suggests a compromise. Akane could sponsor the event. What event, you ask? The school event at Yamada's school. Yamada's cold and blunt, but that doesn't mean he's friendless. His buddy Okamoto always urges him to join the Raiders Festival, saying he'd win for sure. Everyone wants him to participate as his fan base guarantees victory, but Yamada simply doesn't want to. He also has a friend named Ubaki. She's like Yamada, cold, calm, and of few words. She bluntly tells him he played worse than future Gohan in yesterday's tournament, probably from playing Foss. He should try some creative games instead of Foss. Speaking of Foss, Ruri and Komodo will explore a dungeon to celebrate Akane's return. Once inside the dungeon, remember I mentioned how Komodo's character grows during fights? Well, grows is an understatement. He literally transforms from a cute creature into a beast of tremendous power. And the next day, the school event kicks off. Akane will be the sponsor, and by sponsor I mean she'll be the sugar mummy. Eita and Kambota get so excited they go off on their own, while Akane and Runa head another way. But Runa can't continue as nerves overwhelm her, since this is the school she'll take entrance exams for, and just being here has made her nervous, causing her stomach to ache. Akane takes her to the bathroom and waits outside. She spots Yamada, but hesitates to greet him as he's with someone. Yamada leaves, and Akane remains there, waiting for Runa to come out. Runa's late, so Akane checks on her. Yamada arrives, making Akane smile non-stop. Tsubaki spots them from afar, puzzled by Yamada chatting with a woman. Back to Runa, her anxiety is through the roof. Runa feels awful, so Yamada suggests calling Eita. Runa refuses, fearing she'll be sent home. She doesn't want to miss the event or food, so the sponsor offers to buy and bring her any food she wants. She shops with Yamada, but everyone stares. Who is she? His girlfriend? Their looks ask these questions. The stares reflect these thoughts. Worse, they bump into the overly enthusiastic PE teacher, shocked to see Yamada with a girl. He makes a scene and some eager girls approach, asking the questions I mentioned. Yamada denies it all, calming the girls down. Later, they run into Kamoto and Eita. Eita starts teasing Yamada and Akane, saying they'd make a good couple, which makes Akane super nervous, especially when Yamada calmly replies, "It's not a bad idea." Akane bursts with embarrassment, even though it's a joke. She takes it seriously, not as a joke at all. She says she'll buy Runa's food and leaves upset. Eita wants to apologize, but Yamada beats him to it. Is Yamada changing how he deals with women? Akane walks away frantically, thinking she overreacted to the joke, clearly flustered. While walking, she bumps into Tsubaki, who tells her not to run, but Akane sees Yamada and rushes past her. Yamada arrives and goes upstairs to ask about Akane, but ignores her and leaves to find Akane. Yamada tries to explain the joke, but Akane can't talk with everyone watching, so she takes him somewhere private. Yamada apologizes, but Akane isn't mad, just a bit embarrassed. Yamada, clueless about women as usual, is just glad Akane doesn't hate him. Akane asks what he'd say if the joke wasn't really a joke. Yamada, surprised by the question, responds. Akane says to forget it, but Yamada answers that it'd be an honor to be with her, as a shy gamer like him being with a beautiful girl like her would be amazing. Akane realizes Yamada's clueless about their positions, but at least they can still hang out. Now it's time to buy food for Aruna, who must be starving by now. Once again, they plead with Yamada to join the festival raid, which is about to start. Yamada declines, but Okamoto shows up and accepts on his behalf. Everyone's thrilled that Yamada, their idol, will be in the festival raid. On festival day, fans await Yamada, but Okamoto appears in a baseball uniform instead. Everyone in Wachiya-Wakamoto was waiting for a call. That's what I wanted and what I got. Oh well, at least Runa got to eat. Yamada's shopping and Akane's at the register. Remember, she got that job. Her co-worker starts telling Akane that Yamada's a hottie, probably her boyfriend, or at least into her. Akane and Yamada head back together. She ponders what the lady said. Despite their friendship growing, she can't see Yamada as boyfriend material right now. Fate steps in when a cyclist nearly hits Akane, but Yamada swoops in to save her. Yep, Yamada's super kind in his actions, but his words and demeanor can be pretty blunt. She talks to Momo about this. If Yamada stays so nice, she might misread it as interest when he's just being kind. Momo says go with the flow, cause she will tonight. I'll tell you how later. Runa's call interrupts the chat. She's upset about a clan emergency. The urgent issue? A girl joining the guild. Runa dislikes newcomers, especially women. Runa's plotting to prevent her joining like she did with Akane before. Runa fears the new girl might befriend Akane and steal her away. Akane suggests Runa give the new girl a chance, as she doesn't know her yet. Someone tells Runa, why not call Yamada and ask about the new girl? Because Yamada brought the new girl to the clan. Interesting. Runa gives Akane Yamada's number, but he doesn't answer the unknown call. Yamada's in class. Tsubaki, the new girl, thanks him for clan invite. Leaving, the trio walks together. Yamada stops to return the call, learns it's Akane, who mentions she'll work tonight despite having a cold. Afterwards, Tsubaki starts asking Yamada about Akane because Yamada seems to be oddly close to her, who is a woman, and Yamada has a reputation for rejecting women. Later, Yamada in a teacher session with Runa gets a call from Akane, and with such a worn-out voice, she says she won't be able to play Foss with her at night, as she is really sick. She can't even walk or drink water. She wants to eat, but she doesn't have any food, so she must go shopping. But if she goes in that state, she's likely to get a ticket to heaven. She tried to call Momo for help, but when Momo said that she would just go with the flow, it means she became the night butterfly. This to go look for her long-awaited man. But pity that even dressed in her best outfit that she has, the ones who take the men are the ones at home, the quiet ones, and there she was, drinking alone. Akane is still in a bad condition, goes for her grocery shopping, but she can't go by car. Fearing he'd infect everyone, he opts for a bike ride but can barely stand. Now he realizes delivery was an option, but it's too late to turn back. He's at his limit, but then Yamada appears. Yamada arrives to help. Akane recognizes her, faints, and Yamada catches her. Meanwhile, Tsubaki keeps calling Yamada, who unusually doesn't answer. He never misses class without notice. Okamoto suggests he's with a girl. He tells Tsubaki to hurry or she might lose him. Tsubaki shushes him but can't hold back tears at the thought. At school, Tsubaki asks Yamada to teach him Fortnite. Last night, Yamada crushed him so badly that Tsubaki thinks he's a hacker. At Yamada's house, he plays live. Tsubaki's amazed by his skill and suggests he should pursue gaming professionally. Yamada smiles, saying Tsubaki was the first to tell him he could be a famous gamer. It's thanks to her that he is now. One day, Tsubaki persistently asked if Yamada had ever been in love. Yamada replied by sharing his past. There was a bullied girl at school he used to hang out with. Eventually, she saw Yamada as her only companion. But one day Yamada told her he couldn't be with her forever. This devastated the girl, making her cry. Afterwards,
She changed schools. His last memory of her is her crying because of him. He often wonders what he could have said to prevent that outcome. Tsubaki thinks Yamada's too cold and falling for him would only hurt. But it happened anyway. Yamada's taking care of a very sick Akane. She can't even drink water. He lets her rest. When Akane wakes up and sees Yamada in her room, she's so surprised she momentarily forgets she's ill. She jumps up to scream and process what's happening, but she's still sick and needs to rest. Akane is happy to have Yamada here and thinks highly of him. Yamada tells her not to get ideas and bows his head, feeling inadequate. This reminds Akane of when Takuma did the same when she was sick, feeling insufficient. That's love, doing your best because you love, yet feeling it's not enough. Yamada asks why she thinks this way if they ended up breaking up. Akane says she'd rather end it than worsen things, so Takuma remembers her fondly. Yamada reflects on this, remembering a girl with tears in her eyes. But the girl understood Yamada, thanked him, and left with a smile. Now Yamada understands others' feelings a bit more. Akane gets a cramp, but Yamada helps her stretch. She yells, then calms down. Somehow Akane feels safer with Yamada. Maybe she's falling in love. Yamada picks up a spoon, startling Akane, who hits herself in confusion. Akane's getting better. Yamada's about to leave, but Akane unconsciously moves closer, keeping him there. Akane starts making excuses, but well, you know.
After that lovely night, Akane can't stop thinking about Yamada. Momo, her best friend ever, drops by. She brings some food and stuff. Akane tells her Yamada stayed the night to care for her. Momo's totally shocked. Before leaving, she advises Akane to seize the moment in love. Akane says I don't get it, but she can count on me. There's more she doesn't understand about the call. Remember I said he didn't want to mistake his personality for being in love? Well, now he's unsure what to think. If you stay at someone's place to care for them overnight, it seems like love, right? To relax, he logs into Foss after a while and sees Ruri and the new girl, Tsubaki, online. Friendly as always, Akane befriends her and they leave the house together. First, Akane notices Tsubaki's gear, which differs from hers. You ask if it's rare or how she got it. This gear is actually earned through missions. Speaking of rarity, Akane's gear is the rarest. It's the starter set maxed out. Yep, Akane never changed her gear. Not sure if that's admirable or laughable. They head home, and Ruri challenges them with a tough boss, beatable if they figure out the strategy. But they don't know how, and just spam the attack button. Funny thing is, their damage can't outpace the monster's healing, so they're stuck in an endless loop. Each time they run out of energy, Ruri fully heals them, and it goes on and on. Hours pass, and the boss still has full health. At this point, they try mashing all buttons at once, hoping for the best. They wonder if that's not what they were already doing, but they go all out anyway. It's useless though, as the monster's health stays full and time runs out. Akane logs off, but Tsubaki stays and talks with Ruri, who's always a good listener. Tsubaki confides in Ruri about bottling up her feelings and never acting on them. She couldn't bring herself to take action. Ruri tells her to go for it. If it doesn't work out, she's got nothing to lose, but if it does, she'll gain a lot. So it's time to give it another full shot. Obviously, she's talking about her feelings for Yamada. Let's see how it goes. Akane's also going all in. She invited Momo to lunch to ask what she did wrong that made Takuma leave her. Momo's upset, thinking Akane's not over Takuma. But Akane wants to start fresh, just avoiding past mistakes. They won't chat much though. Some guys Momo met at a group date show up being nosy and pushy. Momo and Akane feel awkward, but no worries. Aita, the waiter here, kicks the guys out. Akane thanks him. Momo's shocked Akane knows this hottie, even more when she says it's from Fuzz. So Akane's met two hotties just playing the app, while Momo's got zilch from 87 group dates. Leaving the place, Akane waits for Aita to tell him what she and Momo talked about, which is... Since Akane's silent, Momo speaks up, saying she's in love. Aita's surprised, but not too much. She knows who, and I saw a call today. They'd make a cute couple, so he's all for it. He encourages her, and Momo urges her to confess right now. Yes, right this moment. So Akane, more confident now, goes to find her crush. Now alone, they know timing is key in love. Momo sees her chance and directly tells Aita, "Hi, I'm Momo, 20, single, and a college student. I'm looking for a serious relationship. Do you have a girlfriend?" Akane arrives at Yamada's apartment. He's rushing to class but silently invites her in, pressing her against the door as he slowly closes it. Ooh, what tension! Yamada tells her to wait while he changes right in front of her. Once ready, they leave. Akane doesn't confess, as it's not the right time with Yamada in a hurry, so they agree to meet later. Yamada finishes classes. Tsubaki, also interested, decides to accompany him on this rainy night. They share an umbrella, but Yamada's distracted, having plans with Akane. Tsubaki notices this. Making it worse, Yamada hurriedly tells her to keep the umbrella as he runs off. Where to? To see Akane, of course. Fed up, Tsubaki chases him, bumps someone, and drops her glasses. She can barely see now. As Tsubaki fumbles for her glasses, a hand picks them up. It's Yamada. He asks if she's okay. Tsubaki's feelings burst out, and she confesses her love for him right then and there. Similarly, he apologizes and makes her cry. Tearfully, she asks him to focus on her today, not other things. At home, Akane gets a message. They can't meet today. Disappointed, Akane can only wait. Later, during Runa's tutoring, her mom brings snacks and suggests Yamada would be a great son-in-law. Confused, Runa and Yamada don't get it. Eita arrives and tells his mom to stop saying nonsense. Runa and Yamada's bond is more like big brother and little sister. Eita asks if any girl confessed. Yamada jokes, "Don't you know I know everything from Eita." Eita thinks it's about the girl, but it's actually about his baki. Eita tells him to cut to the chase and be direct. Then the moment arrives. Before Yamada answers, Tsubaki already knows what he'll say. But even so, she doesn't regret confessing. She starts listing the things that made her fall for him, like his gaming skills, his calm demeanor, the way he speaks, eats, and looks at things. She goes on and on, even mentioning how he blinks when unsure what to do, just like he's doing right now. In the end, it's no surprise that many girls fell for Yamada, but one thing is certain, Tsubaki loved him the most. After gathering his thoughts, Yamada responds with, "I'm sorry, but I can't return your feelings." Tsubaki expected this. She then notices a drawing in his hand of Akane, a character she had drawn. Tsubaki already knows, but asks anyway. "She's the one you like, isn't she?" Yamada replies, "Yes." Tears fall from Tsubaki's eyes once more, but she's learned not to keep her feelings bottled up for so long. Tsubaki bids farewell to Yamada but bumps into something, having forgotten her glasses. Yamada offers to accompany her, but Tsubaki smiles and assures her she'll be fine. Meanwhile, the Foss group visits a luxury venue, all invited by Komoto, who has many important contacts and is loved by everyone. And who wouldn't love such a sweet and kind gentleman? Komoto turned out to be a big shot in the business world. Everyone enjoys a lavish feast, as Komoto's contacts brought many more dishes, including Isaac. Aita says he wants to be like Komoto when he grows up. Komoto sweetly tells him he's important too, as without him, this group wouldn't exist. Aita is the clan leader who created the group, always ensuring everything runs smoothly. Aruna wants things to stay this good, with no changes or new girls joining the clan. Akane ponders this and wonders if confessing will change things. Speaking of which, Yamada arrives, obviously invited too. When he joins the others, Akane surprises him with a hug, being much clingier than usual. Akane had been drinking the sake non-stop and is now drunk. Leaving the venue, Yamada carries Akane and walks her home. He buys her water first. Akane's tipsy but still aware. Can't stop thinking about confessing. As they walk, Akane's shoe gets stuck. Yamada bends to free it, recalling how they met over a shoe. Like a prince and princess, Yamada holds her hand, guiding her home. At her door, Akane, not wanting to mistake kindness for love, blurts out, "Are you in love with me?" The question's direct and Yamada replies, "Is it that obvious?" Akane's stunned to learn her crush likes her back. Yamada says she might forget this tomorrow, but he'll remind her he's in love. They hug, finally making their relationship official. The next day, Akane couldn't sleep at all. At her university, Momo is excited to finally talk about love, not games, but it backfires when she realizes she's the only one in the group without a boyfriend. Her friend mentions dating a younger guy, as Yamada is younger than Akane. She's in college, he's about to start. Sometimes younger partners prefer mature older girlfriends. This idea sticks in Akane's mind, feeling she should be mature. So when she's with Yamada, knowing he's preparing for his exam, she maturely tells him not to worry about her. There's time for everything, to focus on his studies, and other things a mature person would say. But Yamada didn't hear a word, fixated on Akane's mouth because he finds her fangs cute. Akane drops the act of trying to be mature, realizing it doesn't matter with Yamada. Now as a couple, Akane wants them to always hold hands when they're together. To think it all started with a shoe, whether coincidence or fate, they ended up as a couple.